find that as you kind of come across different forms of qigong, you'll come across silk reels, okay? Which is always silk really is really um, they say that pulling silk from a cocoon causes this kind of coiling. Yeah, it's kind of like I guess like a curly hair, somewhat flat, and as it pulls out of the cocoon, it creates this coil. But I've seen them work with silk, and silk, when it's in I guess like a large matted substance, it kind of all sticks together, and pull it and they kind of stretch it out, right? It looks almost identical to muscle fascia. Okay? So silk reeling is trying to, working on the fascia and stretching that. And I think the interesting thing about this particular look at the silk reeling is that in that process, my hand fully pronates and then fully supinates. Right? So that means my entire arm, my shoulder is now pronating and supinating. Right? So you feel it up here. Okay? I can turn the wrist, but then the forearm, then the elbow, then the shoulder, right? And then here. Okay. So we're definitely feel this second. So that's then going across the neck to the spine, right? The From the core, that should be moving. Um, so to put it simply in kind of martial art terms, when I throw a punch, it rotates. When I grab and pull back, it twists. Or when I store the punch. So we say in Tai Chi that to store energy, it's like a curtain, a pleated curtain folding in on itself. And then energy is expressed by unfolding, extension, and compression. Right? So then would not the foot be doing the same thing? If I if I drew the circle, yeah, yeah. If I drew the circle with my foot, right? So my leg is going to pronate and supinate too, right? But at the same time, when I'm on a leg and I sit down, okay, the leg will go, it will, it doesn't turn, it's the hip that turns. And so the force is stored in the leg and released, but it's not necessarily like this, it's a coiling. Okay? See, I guess here we go. All right, so does that make some sense?
Yeah.
And then well, we look in the universe. All right, so you look up in the sky, you look at the solar systems, and various objects in the sky, and you see this S, things spinning. The Chinese have this kind of outlawed organization, this group called the Falun Gong. You ever hear of it?
that's prohibited in China.
Yeah, it's
They
prohibited.
burn themselves in the main square or something like this, in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
This, this was,
So,
but they have a lot of
so
power in US. Even I saw that they have politic power. I mean, it's very strange as association, no? I was
uh,
think- I was just
well, yeah, yeah. I guess that's like a whole other side of it, in terms of um, what I guess political clout they have. That's an interesting thing. Um, but how to start? What is the Falun? You know what the Falun is? What it's all built around. It's built around each person has their own Falun. Okay, so the Falun Gong really started with the old kind of qigong or uh, nature based. They looked up in the sky. They saw the chance you
Mhm.
said the Tai Chi pattern. They went, you know. So you take that universe and you put it in your belly, and
Mhm.
everybody has a Falun, you know. Now, to what degree it's became um, a secret society, I don't know, but
Mhm.
I think the idea of it is simple, Um, I guess you try to repress certain things, you're going to get certain results.
They got more. I read that in China, that association was the number of followers was millions. It was crazy, more than in the political party or something like this. So the government says this is so this happened that some of them burn alive in the this main square, and they decide to prohibit, and they kill people and they prohibit totally. When I work here with a colleague from China. I talked to her about Falun Gong. She was, what? No, no, this, she was scared about the Falun Gong. Like, say, that's very bad. That's a sect. It's a cult. People kill themselves, suicide. And I don't know until which point.
Well, you ever recall back in the 70s when the Buddhist monks burned themselves in
Really?
protest of the Vietnam War. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was classic. There's a classic photo of it, and it's like, mm. And it actually may be um, partly responsible for the ending of the war. I mean, it was just one of those one of those things that kind of threw the population threw the whole thing over the edge and
Yeah.
got out
Yeah.
of Vietnam. But anyway,
Yeah.
so there certainly is a lot to it, and so it's our theme for working, right? Because even here, right, is that not the S?
Mm.
Mhm. Right, so that's our symbol, right? The front hand goes up, okay, down, and then back up again. Okay? The rear hand goes up and down to meet it. So the rear hand kind of like takes that little kern down. Okay? Yeah, even this is even more interesting because it's going to bear into what we're going to do today. Okay? So the real Tai Chi pattern is not a smooth S. Okay? It actually is built on golden ratio, on the proportions of size. So that starting from the center, there's a curve. Okay. The next quarter gets 18.16 larger, and the next gets larger. So it's a spiral of like a nautilus shell. We see it all in nature, golden ratio. And so it starts in it's a little move, then a bigger move, and then big. Okay? And each section gets 1.81 on ad infinitum. larger. It keeps increasing. So we see it in sunflowers. We see it everywhere. In the human body. If we look at my hand, this digit is 1816 times larger than this digit, and that is larger than that digit, and that is larger than that digit, and that is larger than that digit, and on. So even the body, that's how even the acupoints are kind of mapped out. Okay? So although we have this, there's this coil in the middle that makes that even bigger. So it's something to think about. We're going to try to add that into our routine. Okay? All right, so let's just do the 3 basic fundamental exercises to start with. Okay, so shoes off. Anytime you get a chance to do some grounding, anytime I do. Okay? All right, so up. Right? Smooth, even, round, contiguous, relaxed, with an inner smile. Mm-hmm. The forward one. Mm-hmm. The big circle, the Tai Chi ball, as Bien called it. Here you want to feel something between the hands. Mm-hmm. Rock spreads its wings, lighten one side, open the scapula. I should stretch that whole upper body. Still a relationship between the hands. Turtle retracts its head. Two important points about this. One, wrist bend, elbows, shoulders lift. right? There's the turtle retracting its head. They're the important points. When we're coming down from the circle, flex the wrist up, so you're stretching the under part of the forearm, right? 2 is a low stretch past the shoe, right? 3 and 4. Collect it. And replenish. Okay. And stretch out to the other side. Smooth, even, relaxed. Ha! Good. Transition. And this is a little one, called Tiger stretching its claws. Right, so I take a circle step out. It's all up here in the chest. Like you had a ball bearing rolling around in your chest. Stretch the claws. And we'll do one more here. Open, step up, out, inside, in there. That's it. Bring down all that cross linking and stretch. Good. Hands back to back. The bagua. Feel that silk reeling. 2, 3. Think of all those big cosmic fall-ons. Good. Nice little warm up. All right. So looking at one of the immortals, hand out, right? Up, down, and meet. Back in, down, up, and meet. Left on top, the right, left thumb in the Lao Gong. Up, down, then up. Everything turns. My right side turned away, but I'm still looking frontal. Okay. Then going down the circle, turning the front leg, and then up. That's one that, even as much as I want to keep the motion smooth, even, contiguous, okay, it's such a position that I sometimes just stop here and then breathe and just relax, try to sink everything down. All right, so at the end of that, right, everything, it's see the balan right there? Okay. Out, up, Number two, right? Back up again. Number three. Then going backwards. One, I don't have a lot of space here, so I have some special steps that I do. That most importantly, stretch. And at this point, when you're at this point here, stretch that back heel back. Yeah, get a long stretch through that point. All right. So if I can do this. I got a little pen. Um, looking to see if I have can I draw? I don't think I've got a whiteboard. Oh, here you go. Um, nope. Um, you would think there was, a whiteboard, something I could draw on. Start. Huh, okay.
Annotate. You can annotate. It's an
On
option.
the
Yeah.
nope. That's, annotate.
Where is it?
Jeez. I don't see it, Ed.
Docs, whiteboards. New
On the
whiteboard.
phone app, right?
Oh, okay. That might be a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Um, I'll be right back. I'll find it. I got another way to do it.
Paper and pen.
Yep. Paper pen. Yep.
Classic ways. Always good.
Mhm. Actual whiteboard. Still trying to get this right.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I did something similar before in other Qigong things, so I remember how is the idea, but I can understand from video these moves are not easy to get it.
Yeah.
It's difficult to explain on video. And it's a lot of coordination in these things. Sometimes I just feel it how
Right.
the
Exactly. It
the
just gets
natural
right.
way.
You don't think it, you just do it.
Yeah, when you move back, the hands come, then you go there. I don't know. So
Mm. That's good, Emilio. Stop thinking about it. Just kind of move and do it.
yeah, at least I mean always you need to think a bit, but also
Of course.
combine with the just your body balancing, and you will see the hands.
Can you see that? Enough light?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that's the first one, right?
In fact, if you balance back, Edward,
Yeah.
if you go back, I feel okay, let's see. This Nazi symbol.
Yeah.
Mm.
Except that it's in reverse of the Nazis. So the Nazis turned it the other way.
Uh-huh.
Right. The Egyptians
So
had
the
it the other
Nazis,
way.
the Nazis go de-evolutionary. So of
Yeah.
course it should be, yeah. So it should be curving this way. So it's spinning. It should be spinning clockwise. Yeah.
'Cause it came
Okay.
from the Egyptians, right? And the Nazis took it.
It's India.
Oh, India. Okay.
India. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. You'll see it all over Indian temples. Yeah.
Mm. That's
All
right.
right, so hold on now. Okay.
Oh,
You have four of them or eight lines. And
hmm.
I might be off a little bit, but um, so it goes north, south, northeast, northwest, east, west, southeast, southwest. Or if we talk about a clock face, right? And where I'm standing, 12 o'clock's in front, 6 o'clock's behind me. And 9 o'clock's to my left, 3 o'clock's to my right. And this direction would be 1:30. That direction would be 10:30. That direction would be 4:30. That direction would be 7:30. So any way you look at it, right? We've got eight directions. Okay? So my first two moves go north and south. Okay, so I'm out, do my move, up, turn. Then I turn around to the back. Now, the floor pattern is like this. Floor pattern goes here and to the center and back. So my right foot here takes a curve out when I step out. And go down even more so. So we're looking more ground. Okay. So when I step out, my foot makes a curve out. But when I go to the rear, if you look at that pattern, it goes here and then it curves that way. So my second step is here, curving and stepping out. Okay? And then I'll go to the rear. Hit it. Up. Turn. And back. Then I'll spin around to the front again and go to 130. Okay? So the pattern goes like that, right? So my foot curves out. I'll slide out, take my move, up, out. And then I'll go to 1030. Okay? So the pattern goes like that. Then I go to 3 o'clock. So the pattern at 3 o'clock is going this way. So again, my step is out. I put my hands. And then I'm going to 9 o'clock here, okay, except the pattern goes like that. So my foot has to curl out. Back to the center. My next is back here in the back corner, right? 430. And the pattern from 1030 comes around, comes into the center and goes out. So my step is a curve, a counterclockwise circle out and back. And then I got to do the back corner. Okay, so the pattern went this way and then around. Okay, so as I turn, my step has to curl out.
Hmm.
So you lay a grid on the ground, and you have to see. This might be coming off backwards. It all depends on the camera. I see it. I can't. There you go. There it is. So you got to lay it this way now. Yeah. So that my move should be going like that. Yeah. That's my footwork pattern.
I'm gonna put AI on that, put the foot patterns on it in a motion video.
Hey, we'll give it a try. Yeah. As soon as you master it. Yeah. All right. So first, just to try the footwork. All right. So just standing there. There what? I'm back on the sun. All right. So standing here, and just the footwork. So right foot, okay, we step out, right? And then we turn. And we look at that first Tai Chi pattern, turn, then this foot steps out. Then we come back. Then I said number 3 is going to 130. Okay, so the curve is this way, so my foot curves out, and I step in that direction. Okay? Shift back. And the next one is a curve out, say counterclockwise move. Right? All the top ones are counterclockwise and out. Okay? All right. So then I have to go over here to 3 o'clock. Okay. Again, a counterclockwise move. Okay. And I step out. And then I turn and then I do a clockwise move. And shift back. Okay. Now I got to do the rear corner and I shift. Okay. So this one is going to be a clockwise circle. Okay. Stepping out and back, then turn, and then turning to the other direction. This is going to be a counterclockwise circle. All right, let's do it again. Okay. So 12 o'clock, clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay. Pivot. 6 o'clock is counterclockwise. Okay. Back. 1:30, counterclockwise. 10:30, counterclockwise. Going to 3 o'clock, counterclockwise. Okay. The other side, counterclockwise. Okay. 4:30, counterclockwise. Going to 7:30. Same way. In fact, all your steps are counterclockwise. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Okay. So all your steps are out. Okay. All right, so you do your first one, 12 o'clock. All right. Then you turn. Face 6 o'clock. Hey, look at your little Tai Chi pattern. There you go. Yeah, now get 6 o'clock. So it's right directly behind you. Yeah, directly behind you. That's it. Okay. That's it. Then you kind of pivot, come around to the front. Okay. And you slide your right foot out to 130 in a counterclockwise fashion. That's your left. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Left.
All right. That's it. Slide out. Boom, boom. Then you're going to step your left foot to 1030. Slide the left hand out. Bang.
I'm not sure about the 10:30. How is I can go to the 10, but the 30?
Yeah, so it's in the middle. So the way I say it, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock in my clock face. I got this arm here. Hey, 10:30 is right there in the corner. Okay.
You mean between 10 and 11, in the middle, 10:30.
In the middle of 10 and yeah, in the middle of 10 and 11, 10:30. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah. To be more precise, you might say if you start facing north, okay, it's going to be northwest.
Okay.
I mean, west would be here, right? North would be there. Northwest is right in the middle of the two. Yeah. Okay. Another way of looking at it would be
I understand where the logic of the, so we go to 130 and then it's
and
like
now
a V. So
now
from
I now I kind of squared the the action. I'm squaring the circle now. So you can see the corners, right, of the square. And then
Mm.
then
Should almost be a clock.
and now we see a line going from north to south, right?
Mhm.
And then I put another one from east, then going from east to west. So now I should be hitting all 8 directions there.
Mhm. But why we do 130 and then 1030? Because we break the line. Shouldn't be 130 and then 730. So we are doing the that line that you draw in with a
So
flow.
think about this. How many directions do we face?
8.
8.
8.
Yeah.
How many possible combinations could we have?
I don't know.
32.
Oh, 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 5 fours are 120. 6 fives,
30.
no, 6 times 5, 30. So it's an exponential increase, right? So then we're still on here. So hang on, calc. So 1 times 2 is 2. Times 3, 6. Right? Times 4, 24. Times 5, 120. Times 6, 720. Times 7, 5,400. Times 8. I lost it. That's so the case is I'm doing it exactly as BN did, but the possibilities are in that math.
Mm.
So feel free to explore. But that's the way that was the order that BN did. So yeah, yeah. Like I said, with drawing the Chansu Chin, you could start here, 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 here. Okay. And going different directions. I could start here, going this way, or I could start here, going that way. Okay. So now it gives me a whole second version of it. Okay. Um, so yep, the possibilities are pretty endless. Okay.
Mm.
So, um, but without a doubt, you do one side, then the other side.
Mhm.
Well, actually, we did do it. So when I do the 2 front, um, I do the right side, then the left side. But I don't do the right side and the left side of the same Tai Chi. So the first 2 are on the same S. Okay. The second 2 are the two front corners. The third two are same sides of the S, 3 and 9, and the last two are the back corners. Okay. Now, would you want to do front and back, and then the two back corners, then the two front corners, then the sides? Yeah. So possibilities are pretty cool.
Mhm.
So and that kind of goes on. That's kind of like a theme throughout, you know. Honestly, I pretty much just practice it that way. But you may come across some pretty extraordinary ways to do it.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
So when you're first moving your right foot, you are going, you said clockwise and to 12 o'clock.
It's counterclockwise.
Oh, it
So
is
we're
counter.
looking at them all, they are all counterclockwise circles. Yeah.
Okay, second question. So first foot counterclockwise, move that in, and that's 12 o'clock, and this is 6 o'clock. You should be leaning back on your left foot at that point.
Yeah. So if you look at the movement, right? I start forward. I move back and then forward.
Okay.
I move
What
back
what
and then
foot
I move
moves
forward.
next?
Then as I pivot, I move forward. So my weight is on my front leg.
Okay.
Now, and the turns are kind of interesting. Okay, so this
Yeah, this
requires
one.
some sophisticated footwork. Let me see. Um,
Yeah, getting out of that first position is my next question. Once you get the
all right.
second foot moved,
So I'm here. All right. So you see my feet, right?
yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. So what happens is I turn my back foot, put the weight on it, then turn the front foot, and then turn the back foot. Or yeah, which is now the front foot. Okay. So I toe in, okay, take the weight off it, turn out. It depends on the kind of surface you're on. Okay.
Yeah.
But you should be able to rotate through this twist stance
Mm.
because there's a number of moves that are like this. And if I were wearing like leather shoes on a dance floor, I could just pivot, but I can't on this surface. I can't on beach. I can't sneakers on concrete. So you take the weight off of a foot, you let that pivot. The weight goes on it, and that unwinds this foot. See how the Chansu chin is going through the leg now? And back in, and now the Chansu chin is going through this leg, and then bang.
I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, so it is a gradual weight shifting from one foot to the other that really makes that work. Give it a go. Let me watch. Let me see what you guys are doing. So do 12 and 6, right?
Just footwork or both?
Do the footwork first. Yeah. So back up a little bit, Ed, and the same with you, Leo. Go back so I could kind of see your feet. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay. All right. So sliding and stepping out with the right foot. All right. So let's see. So that's correct. That's correct. Okay. Now turn to the rear. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So see your front. Your yep. Yep. That's it. So there you go. Go ahead. Yes. So
Into the D.
So yeah, so both of you come on back. Come on back your feet together. Okay. All right. Move back a little, Ed. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good. Slide the right foot out. All right. So let's see. All right. So all right. Now make your attitude and intent pointing straight ahead to whatever your 12 o'clock is. Okay, so I'm going to assume, given the angles of your rooms, yeah, so that's better. Both of you, yeah. So, yeah. So think about the geometry of your room because, yeah, try to make everything relative to that. Okay. All right. All right. Come on back again. Okay. Feet together. All right. Let's take that first step. Okay. Now, from there, pivot into the twist stance. So your right foot is turned sideways. The other way. Yeah, let's do the hands with it. Okay. So come on back, feet together. All right. And all right. Slide the foot out and the hand out. All right. So come on back. Come on back. All right. So foot out and hand out. So in a sense, you're sliding the foot out and then the hand. That's all. Right. So again, it can be a kind of a scissoring kind of a move or slide out straight. Okay. Right. Pivot. Okay. Make the first turn back and then pivot forward. Okay. Right. So now you should be in a twist. Okay. Heading straight. Okay. Now, slide the weight back to the back foot. Take your front foot, unwind it, and turn it in. And then put the weight on it. Now, pivot the back foot and slide out to that. Yeah. You make your weight in, you pivot away, and pivot in. So now I shift my weight onto my back foot. I unwind my front foot. I put my weight back on the front foot. And then I've got a counterclockwise circle I want to step to and slide out.
I need to come there and you show me as you hit me with a stick every time I get out of position.
So simply start with north and south. You know, you do the eight up and back, right? They're just going in the same direction, right? Okay. Each side, right? I do. And I do four back. Okay. Then I say, oh, okay. So my foot steps out. Okay. I shift my weight to my back foot, unwind my front foot. Okay. Then complete the step out. I shift my weight back to my back foot. I unwind my front foot. I pivot, and now I know I'm going to 130 or to this corner. Okay, my foot does a counterclockwise circle. Hand goes out. Bang. So I would say practice the 12 and 6 or north and south. Okay? Get in the habit of doing that. So let's give it a try. So I think one thing that's helpful, okay, so this is kind of more of a martial art trick than it is for this, but it helped me. So what I see is a grid. I see that that grid not only on the floor but around me. So I see a line going straight ahead, and I see a line going back. I see this line here. So I map out the line so that now it's almost like planes. Okay, and I know I can step into any one of those four. So, but you just gave me a great idea, though. Okay, great idea. I never thought about this. All right, so, all right. So now what you want to do is to see the Falun all around you. See, first see 12 o'clock, then see 6 o'clock, see 9 o'clock, see 3 o'clock, see 1:30, see 7:30, see 10:30, see 4:30, see them all. All right, so I'm going to name a direction and you're going to step and do it. Okay, so 6 o'clock.
Mark. The difficult.
You go direct to 6.
The point still is how to move the leg, the feet, how to how to slide,
Trick
to
this.
go back.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Do you have socks on? Is that what you have on, or you have shoes?
I have socks. Socks.
Socks. Yeah. So you can just slide, no problem at all.
Yeah,
Just,
but the way in which you turn it and then going back,
yeah.
because depending where you are going, doesn't fit. If you're back and you're going to 130,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
cannot. You just need to walk to go there. I don't know. I just don't get
Yeah.
that.
So, and it gets even a little more complicated. But so here's my first circle, stepping out, right?
Yeah.
So now, so then I have the pivot away. So my back foot turns a little bit, and then my front foot pivots on the ball of the foot. As you remember, the ball of the foot is the kidney point, so we're always looking to tone that, right? Okay. So then I take my weight off of the right foot. I let it pivot. Okay. And then the weight shifts on there, and then this foot comes around. This guy should be a little bit more, yeah. So this wants to be twisted because you're really looking to get the groin muscles stretched. Okay? All right. So now my turn, I shift onto the back foot. Okay, I unwind this foot. It's light. It's empty. Okay, I put the weight on it, and now my front foot is now free to now make its circle out and then shift. And as I shift, my back foot will adjust. Okay, so that I have a proper stance. All right, weights down. Okay, so now the first move I shift, my body turns away. Okay, you can see that heel turns all the way up. I take the weight off that foot, I pivot, I actually lift it off the ground. I land on the heel, let the toe turn out, and my back foot now unwinds and stretches out. Okay. So that's, and now to make the next turn, okay, I take my weight off this foot here, my front foot, I shift to the back foot, I take this foot, and now right now I'm on the heel, and I let it turn in. I put my weight on it, okay, and I free this front foot. Now my next direction is going to this corner, right? So now the foot makes a step there. So now I shift and I get comfortable in the position. So again, I let my weight drop down. Okay, so now my back foot will pivot a little bit. The body will turn so that's all the way away, right? And then again, up, in, and the back foot will not only straighten, but stretch out. So I feel a line going down the back of my leg, stretch. And now I come back out of it, okay? And then straighten up, okay? So I get ready for the next step, which is going to be this way. So then I make my step out and I shift, okay? Hands get in position, the body turns away again, and my right elbow's up high, right? And then I'll kind of lift the foot right off the ground. If I'm on a surface that has a lot of adhesion, okay? And pivot. Okay? And now I got to go to 3 o'clock. So I'll take the weight off the back foot, pivot it a little bit, shift so that I can situate my position. Okay, put more weight on my left foot, free this foot. Okay, make that step out and shift. There's my pivot and up. Okay, and then I got to finish. I take the weight off the right leg, pivot, turn, put the weight on it, and there's my twist there. Now I got to get over to 9 o'clock, so I free my back foot and turn a little bit, put the weight on it, take the front foot, pivot around, okay, get my center of gravity on my right leg. Now I want to circle to 9 o'clock, pivot, okay, again, it turns and pivots back out, okay, good. Then I got to get to the back corner, right? So again, same concept. I free up my back foot, I pivot, put some weight on it, I unwind my front foot, okay, so I can turn. Now I'm looking at the back corner. I see my pattern. Again, there's my step. I shift onto it and adjust my back foot. So now I'm in a good position. Good. Then I'll pivot away, heel out, and pivot, and in. Okay. Take the weight off the back foot again, free it, unwind the front foot because it's a big turn. It's a very, very extreme turn. This one's the toughest. Okay. And again, the pattern is going this way. So my foot, I'll step out to that corner, shift my weight over to it, adjust my foot. So now I want to have a good stance. Good. Pivot away, and heel up, and pivot, boom. And then from here, I take the weight off the back foot again, just so I adjust it. Okay, I want to have good footing. Okay, and I think that's the key all the time, that you want to feel that you have good footing. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that. So you are never on one foot. Oops. Let's see.
I saw Joe Lewis did a video like that about talking about never being on the balls of your feet.
Yeah, so
Something like that.
yeah, so combatives are different in the sense that here we're looking to stimulate the feet, right? So that ball of the foot, being the kidney point, you're massaging it. Okay, so massaging the foot and looking to strengthen it. Okay, in combat, yeah, you carry your weight. You carry your weight to the balls of the feet, so your heel is just kind of slightly broken. And what happens? The leg now. So it's the same thing. I'm folding energy in there. So what happens? I want to be able to move. Okay, and the same way here. My front foot want to spring back, so I should be able to, so yeah, we do all kinds of little footwork patterns, but in this case, you have fewer surface touching, okay? And when you move, you definitely are floating. You're your foot doesn't really touch. You want to minimize friction as much as possible. Okay. So everything, yeah. So the weight's carried to the ball and you kind of pump off of that. You're looking to get that calf pump. Hey, look, I think that exercise is so damn easy. You guys should have it down, at least within the next 2 years.
I feel a little better.
All right. So I just love the name. You know, the Immortals, the eight Immortals. Yeah. You do any research on it? Look it up. It's just
I didn't, but I will this weekend.
curious. Yeah. And the whole idea, like I said, the birthday is really a birthday is a reborn day. So the whole idea is, the eight immortals represent the human population, and from all different races and skill levels and occupations and whatever, and that the whole idea of the exercise is to be reborn. Yeah.
Mhm.
Love it.
Nice.
All right, digest that. And any thoughts?
That was great. Watching your video yesterday, I just laughed because you showed us and then you went and grabbed the chair, and I was like, oh no, that means he's going to be watching us. And when you sat down, you had a great smile. I'm like, he's like, all right, here we go.
Right here. Yeah.
Yep. You sat in the chair. I'm like, oh, shoot.
Just let you get out of the sun. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I had a gymnastic coach who sat down, never demonstrated a damn thing, and just like kind of led. Would get somebody else to demonstrate. Somebody who's more skilled.
Funny.
So it's a style. That's certainly a style of teaching.
I had an IT teacher like that. He said, here, just do it. I'm like, but just figure it out before AI.
Yeah. I like definitely a degree of self-learning. Actually in education, there's like five styles of education. The first is command military style. Okay. Student makes no decisions. Student sits at their desk or stands in position. Okay, moves when they're told to move. Okay, and everything is by rote. Okay. So for large populations, that's the way that it works. It works well. Then the second style is say, well, all right, well, you can sit at the desk and you can move your stuff around the top, and here's the assignment, and you've got 5 minutes to do it in. Okay, so you give a certain degree of freedom, but you still get guardrails around everything, right? Then you kind of move to a group interaction, like 2 or 3 people or more, would then work in a group. Again, they're constrained to an area, they have their tasks, they have a time limit, but there's a little more freedom in there with that. Okay. Then there's the slanty rope, where you have varying skill levels. So those who can jump over the lower end of the rope do, and those who can jump over the higher end do. So you can kind of structure your skill levels so that everybody gets something out of it, and then ultimately, student guided, where the teacher and the student and decide create the pathway, and the method and the medium, and even though there's a certain, I guess, subject matter that you're working on, it's bound to evolve. And, that's typically, a thesis someone would do for, higher education. We could probably say there's even more, more of it. That kind of covers the gamut. Yeah. So I kind of like Ultimate to last, because I think that all structures, give us the framework, right? But then, it's like, let's move from the framework. So like the actual eight immortals, it's like you've got eight directions, but really, you think about it, look at all you know, the possibilities have you. It's in the thousands, ways that you can run that, And then while we're doing it, I went, oh man, I've never done this because what we do in Tai Chi is in Tai Chi you have a 108 movements sequences. It's a long, kind of very similar to what we're doing. Okay, some of them are very ornate, sophisticated movement. They face eight directions. But normally people practice one to two to three to four, and they do it in that order. And the order tells a story. Like all these things certainly tell stories of creation. And like in Tai Chi, you have mountains and clouds and rivers and animals. You got tigers and colors and implements. There's shuttles. That they use for weaving and so all kinds of stuff. But what we'll do is I'll go do Fair Lady Weaving Shuttles number 3. And now they got to pick that piece out of the form and do it in the direction that we started with. And then after they get the whole thing down, I'll change the directions, and I'll have everybody turn around 180 degrees and say, all right, now that's your new north. And now you have to reorient everything based on that. And it turns out that we tend to fixate on the shape of the geometry, the room we're in. And so when you turn things around, it's kind of bizarre. Even like the way you're practicing now, you practice in a certain direction, probably, But if you turn yourself around, it will totally get screwed up because we cue off of the objects in the room. So it's pretty bizarre.
Mhm.
So anyway, the sky's the limit. Yeah, sky's the limit in terms of what you can make out of this short series of moves.
Mm. Yeah,
Good morning.
interesting.
Cool. Well, gentlemen, I
Cool
think that's
questions.
a wrap for today.
Thanks,
Okay.
Phil.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good
See
one.
you
Have a
this
good one.
weekend.